it's Jana from the Bath Township Public Library, and we are in week 3 of our Tales and Tales summer reading program. So today I'm going to talk about our teen craft to go for our 3rd week, and our 3rd week's theme is diving in. So you can pick up a diving in craft bag from the Bath Township Public Library, and we are going to be making mermaid tail keychains, and I am going to show you how. So in your craft to go bag, you will have 12 pieces of yarn cut about 18 inches long. If you have different yarn at home and you want your keychain to be different colors, feel free to use whatever yarn you have in whatever colors you have. And you will have a small plastic bag that has your keychain in it, and also oceany charm. It could be a starfish or a shell, something like that. So we're going to take our yarn and we're going to fold it in half. Just like that. You are going to put it through the loop. So, well, and I missed a piece. So we're going to pull that back through and make sure I get all of it through the loop. That would be bad. Okay, so now it's all coming through like that. Now we're going to take the ends and you are going to go through that big hole there. And then you're going to pull it down nice and tight so it's all attached to your keychain. So now it's going to kind of look on the bottom of your keychain, kind of like a necktie stuck there with all the ends coming down. So as you can see, we have it hooked on to our keychain part. Now we are going to separate it into 2. So make sure there's 2 strands on each side. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I need one more. So we're going to drag a blue over there. And so now it is in 2 strands. Now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be fishtail braiding the ends. And so if you just hold it like this, it's going to be kind of hard to do. So you're going to want to secure your clip on something. You can tape it to the table if you want, or hook it on something. What I did was I found kind of a heavy binder with rings on it, just like that. And it's heavy enough where it's going to hold it secure enough for me to do the braiding. So just like that, we're going to make sure they're all nice and evened out here. So did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 on each side. Now to fishtail, you're going to take your 2 halves, just like that, and you're going to take 2 strands from the back on one side, and you're going to put them over in your left hand. Now we're going to do the same thing the other side. You're going to take 2 strands. You want to make sure you get some from the back, and you're going to put them over in your right hand. And now you're just going to kind of keep doing that. Make sure you take them back from the back, 2 strands from the back, and cross them over. And take 2 strands from the back and cross them over. And you're just going to keep kind of doing that all the way down your keychain. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have already know how to fishtail braid, but in case you need a refresher, that's just take, and I like to just do 2, is how I did mine, but bring it back and bring them to the other side, and we'll just keep going all the way down. So as you can see, I'm almost to the bottom now, or about as far down as I really want to go, but I want to put my charm on. And you can also add different charms or beads if you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my strands here, and I'm just going to slide that on. Oh, maybe not. So we're just going to slide that on there, and then, because this is, whoop, this is one of my strands on this side, so I'm going to take that over with one other, I'm just going to do a couple more braids just to make sure that that's really secure before I tie my ends off. So we'll just do a couple more wraps here before we secure all the ends, but feel free to add other charms or beads, and you can add them anywhere in the keychain. They don't have to be at the bottom. They can be at the top. They can be in the middle. You can have lots, whatever you want. So right now we're gonna go ahead and finish this off. And so what I did is I'm gonna take one of the strings, one of the longer ones. I'm gonna take one of the longer ones here, and I'm just gonna wrap it around. I'm gonna go around a couple times. And then I'm gonna take another strand of a different color, and I'm gonna knot those two together. Because I don't really want like a big chunky knot, which would happen if you try to like tie them all together. So by doing it this way, I kind of end up with a little bit smaller of a knot. And I'm going to double knot it just to make sure that it stays really well. And it's all fraying on me, but that's all right. You'll see in the long run, it's not really going to matter that it's a little bit frayed down there. Make sure I'm going to pull those all through nice and tight. My green one is still kind of bunching, but that's okay. I'll kind of slide that up over the top. All right, now actually comes the most tedious part of the whole process here. So you're going to need something pokey, something kind of like you can use a paper clip or a needle, a sewing needle, kind of anything really that kind of has like a poke to it. So you can see I have this kind of, actually it's a hole punching thing. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna start just kind of inserting it into the strands, and you're gonna kind of use it to start pulling your strands apart. Each piece of yarn is made up of like 3 or 4 little strands all twisted together. So you're just gonna kind of, like I said, you can do this with a paper clip, and you're just gonna kind of keep reaching in there and kind of pulling them all apart. And like I said, this is actually the most tedious part of the entire craft. At least that's what I have found. You may like doing this part. You know, it's kind of up to you. You don't have to do this part. And it's up to you if you want to like make sure that they are all like perfect and brushed out, super smooth, and all pulled apart as well as you can. But like I said, do the best you can. Pull them apart. You can use your fingers after you insert the needle and kind of like yank them apart a little bit. They are going to want to like twist back together. So as you can see, I've kind of pulled my strands apart as much as they seem to want to come apart. We're just going to kind of try to brush them all out a little bit, make them all nice and smooth. And now we are going to take some scissors, and because we want it to look like a mermaid tail, so we're going to kind of hold them out like that. You're going to kind of want to cut half on it. You want to cut them on angles. You're going to split them kind of into 2 halves. And you're going to cut them on angles going towards the center. So for people that know me, I'm like going to say, okay, you're going to make them look like a Star Trek insignia. But of course you guys probably don't know that. You're probably all way too young. So we're going to kind of cut them on angles going towards the center, just like that. And so it looks like a fishtail. And then I kind of want to loosen it up. I like to pull it a little bit looser at the top, just so it looks a little bit fatter at the top. But that's totally up to you. And there you go. You have your mermaid tail keychain.